We really appreciate everyone who came here to thank our departing counselors and to welcome the new counselors. We really appreciate it. And Pam, could you just give us a roll call, please?
Certainly. Mark Hill.
Here.
Rick Stevens.
Here.
Jackie Whitsitt.
Here.
Barry Tenenbaum.
Here.
Bernie Brower. Rob Levitt. Tricia Ross.
Here.
Okay. And just as an FYI, we do have an amended agenda tonight, but I think that's probably the agenda that was in the back of the room. We have community acknowledgements tonight. We missed some people from the last round from last week. And so I'm just going to let Dr. Herschel Ross read the award for our Citizen of the Month that we missed last time.
Carla Lopez.
Yes.
Come on, please. Each month for these certificates of achievement, they choose a theme, and the theme this month was citizenship, and your teachers wrote this about you when nominating you for this award. Carla is nominated as the Student of the Month. Every day, Carla demonstrates cooperation as she works well with her peers. She follows our social contract consistently and is a leader for demonstrating respect and citizenship. She makes our school a better place by being a good neighbor to her peers. Carla is an amazing student to have in class and deserves this honorable award.
That was fun. I'll take it.
Yeah, tell her about the pool pass.
All right. The people who win these awards, thank you very much. You also get a pool pass for this summer at the Basalt pool. So, are you a swimmer? You will be, right? Okay. And if you don't want to stay for the rest of this meeting, there's photographs to be taken of you out in the hallway if you'd like. So you can go if you want to.
Thank you.
Or you can stay. Anyway.
I can clean up my comments if she stays.
That's true, we'll make her stay. We have made time on this agenda to let our parting council members say a few words.
Do you want to do the minutes?
We have to.
Oh, yeah,
approve
we have the motion on the minutes. Is there a
the-
motion to
Motion to
approve?
approve the minutes of April 12th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now, so if there are parting council members that would like to say something?
Nothing?
Yeah, you wanna go first? or-
I'm gonna go long, you might want to go first.
You know, in 1994, when I first ran for council, there was 5 people running for 6 seats and 0 interest in what was going on in the town of Basalt, other than trying to keep the place operational. There had been quite a migration of families from the upper end of the valley to Basalt that kind of settled in and made friends with the old timers and became the newcomers in the early 80s, late 70s. Elk Run doubled the size of Basalt. It was pretty controversial at the time. It was done under the Eagle County Land Use Code, and that's why the streets are as wide as they are and the parkland's privatized. I learned about government by attending a couple of meetings that involved a land use review that was going to demolish the kilns. And we thought that that wasn't a very good idea at the time, so we got together and figured out how to become NIMBYs, and got called a lot of things, actually, and managed to keep the kilns intact and also kind of keep the road from going through there, which we didn't think was a very good idea at the time either. So there's a lot of things, a lot of water under the bridge. My son, my youngest, was 7 years old, 6 years old. And I stayed in that position for 10 years and watched him graduate from high school here with and my older boy did too. But what's interesting is when I got back on in 2012, at least interesting to me, was it was specifically to see the River Master Plan implemented. It had kind of died for 7 or 8, 9 years from a lack of attention, lack of funding, the recession, whatever excuse of the day there was. But in 2012, we had begun to make an effort to implement that plan that was, put together back in early 2000. And I'm really pleased to see that we have made the progress we made on it. But the thing I'm happiest about is my youngest son did get the bug for community engagement. And so as I've watched him grow up and watched this process, I've realized that he is a mountain kid. He'll probably be here for a long, long time. And I hope that he stays in the community, and I hope that a lot of the children that are recognized as Students of the Month and the other children we see in athletics and sports and leadership roles around here can stay here and become the leaders that I know they can be for the community. So I'm happy with the results we got this spring, with twice as many voters turning out, close race, all that stuff. And I just hope that everybody can get a little piece of the action and walk out of here happy tonight, knowing that the future's pretty bright here. But thank you for letting me do this for roughly 14 years, I guess, and see you around. Thank you.
Dr. Ross?
Well, I am getting a promotion tonight. I'm moving up from servant of the people to private citizen. And as private citizen, you three are going to be working for me. And I expect results. Not that I haven't enjoyed being a servant of the people the last 4 years. The first 2 years I got to sit next to Karen Teague, which was a great privilege. And I told her when she decided not to run for re-election that I was really going to miss her, because she was the only one that understood my bad puns. And she said, "Have you thought that might be the reason I'm not running?" And I see Rappaport out there in the audience. Rappaport and I didn't vote the same way, I don't think once in 2 years. But we learned to work together, and we had a lot of fun, and we made fun out of it, and we got some great things accomplished, which goes to show, you don't have to have a lockstep mindset in order to work together on a council. The other person on the council I definitely want to talk about is Stevens over there. When you used to raise your hand, I used to think at the very first year or so, oh God, here's another history lesson. And then it finally dawned on me through the thickness that you were helping all of us understand where the town came from, and where it is now, and who the people are now that are so important to you, and what the town could be. And your honesty and integrity and helping me understand the town more was absolutely essential to however much I got done here. And speaking of history of Basalt, that brings us to Kittle, who Odd, you were saying you wanted to have fun being on the council. This is your fun guy. The rest of them, I don't know. But a prediction for you is that sometime in the next 2 years, we're going to have a land use issue that your family doesn't own the land and you don't have anything to do with it, and you're actually going to have to vote on a land use thing. And I know it might be a little intimidating for you, you might not be sure, but Jackie will tell you how to vote for it, and she'll tell you how to vote for it. But I have, like a personal philosophy thing that you don't know when you're in a golden age until it's passed, because you think it's normal. This came up in the context of me living in San Francisco during the golden age of being single and chasing women, And I told that to my girlfriend one time, and she said, I talked to all your dental school chums, and you did the very best you could. You applied yourself as best you could to that. And I'm not saying that to say that I applied myself the best I could to being a town councilor. I'm sure I could have done things better. But the point that I want you all to be aware of is that our staff is the golden age of town government. This staff, what they did in the last 4 years with the meager amount of money and things we gave them to work with, and the few numbers of their staff, the things they were able to accomplish, and the opportunities that they create for the new council. I just want to say, don't let this golden age slip through your fingers. Tom and I, were together 25 years ago at the county, and if I had $1 for every time he said, you can do whatever you want to do, this is your decision, but here's the legal ramifications of what you do. His objectivity and his ability, and Susan and James in the planning department handling all that they do. Sorry, Judy's not here, but she just won an award for Best Assistant Manager in the state, and she deserves every bit of it. And Pam, God bless you. What you put up with and keep us out of trouble is absolutely amazing. So use this opportunity. Don't look back in 4 years and say, God, remember when we had the ability to do these things that we don't do anymore. And that's about all the silly stuff I have to say tonight. Well, later when we're done.
We also are going to give an opportunity for current council members who want to make any comments. Anybody?
Sure. Thank you for leaving me out of that.
You can pay me later.
I will. I don't know if I'll give a drink for that one, because we've sat next to each other for 2 years now, and when you sit next to somebody on council, you kind of like, even though we did not agree on a lot of things and we didn't vote the same way on things, you still have respect for people. And and Rick too, it's like we would go back and forth, and the reality is we're all Basalt, and it's okay to have differences of opinion, and I know it's not going to be the last time we see either one of you at this area and at these meetings. So I really give you guys respect for doing it. It is not easy. You guys are coming in. Katie's already done it. I don't know why you're doing it again, but the reality is it takes a lot of your time. It's going to take a lot of your personal time to deal with this, and I give you guys a lot of credit for the amount of time you put into it. So thank you.
And I just want to echo some of the things that have been said. There is so many years of experience and commitment and love for this community sitting at this table right now. I can't believe it, especially if you count Herschel with his commitment to other communities. There's just a lot of experience here and a lot of love for this valley and this town that we live in. I want to echo what Rick said about this particular election. The fact that we broke records, numbers of voters in this election it wasn't a total shock to me, but it was a little bit of a shock that people care so passionately on all the issues that face us in the future. And you know what? We are not very far apart in our passion, I have to say, and I think it's becoming more and more obvious to people that we are not very far apart. So I want to thank all the candidates that ran. It is hard stuff. It was harder for maybe some of the races than for others, but the truth is the families that had to face this every day. Mike and I talked about this today. Every day it didn't go away. It was there day after day after day, and it was very hard on our families. I can guarantee you that. So I just want to thank Herschel and Rick and Rob, who's not here, but he's my neighbor. I'll see him soon. For all the hard work, and for all the hard work that the people who are going to continue are gonna put in the future. That's, okay. Really, our next item is the oath of, oh, I'm sorry, what? Oh, you've got this next? Okay, okay. So,
If I did it all right, you get it
You wanna hit the
is
lights?
this the lights thing, or?
This month?
There we go. Where's the popcorn? It is. Mhm. The end is.
Where's James when we need him, you know?
There's sound here. Heard it. It might be the silent version.
There you are, James. Sit over there and help him be some trouble.
Is the speaker cord plugged in? Just asking. Just say it.
Start at the beginning.
It's usually my house.
Well, that reminds me, I gotta get my IT guy to thank you.
We may have to start this over.
My email's being funny again.
Funny, ha-ha.
No. Funny peculiar.
So damn complicated. Get your kids in here, they'd have it fixed by now.
know.
This is how it's gonna be for the next 4 years. Yeah.
Oh, God. Who's that
That's
guy?
where I wanna be.
Without sounds. This is Green Day Good Riddance, by the way.
Oh. Ha. Nice choice.
That sucks without sound, Mike.
It's just the music.
I know.
We could sing along.
We switched to the mamas and the papas right here.
Yeah. God, that looked cold. There's Roy.
That's a beautiful shot.
Then right here was Frank Sinatra, My Way.
I've been feeling glory lately.
A little pixelation of.
Yeah.
That's Mike.
Oh, my team.
Herschel and the women.
This is from a New York newspaper.
Those are my boys.
Hmm.
Nice job. Well, thanks. Nice try, Mike. No, it was, I can tell it was good. Can I move on to the next, or are we gonna try this again? Thank you back there. The thing I always forget, and that is, we always want to acknowledge and thank Grassroots for being here and for recording our meetings. We really appreciate that. It makes it easier for people to have an idea what goes on here. The meetings can be viewed live or on Grassroots after the fact. You just need to go to grassrootstv.org, look for the community government pages on www.basalt.net. Also, I just want to make an announcement that Saturday is the Roaring Fork Conservancy Frying Pan River Cleanup. We have this every year. It's an awesome event, and you have an opportunity to go out there and pick up all kinds of muddy and disgusting items. The meeting time is at 8:30 at Lions Park. And also, just if everybody doesn't already know this, there is reception following this meeting. So, oath of office, is that you, Pamela? Shall we do it? Do you want us out there? Okay.
Why don't you hang out? I'll buy you a beer.
Ready? Yes, I am, okay. Okay. I, Jackie would say, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare. Do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare. And affirm. That I will support the Constitution. That I will support the Constitution. Of the United States. Of the United States. And of the state of Colorado. And of the state of Colorado. And faithfully perform. The duties of the office. The duties of the office. Of Basalt Mayor. Of Basalt Mayor. Upon which. I am about to enter. I'm about to enter. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Jennifer Rissel,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
by the ever-living God
by the ever-living God
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Colorado,
and of the state of Colorado,
and faithfully perform
and faithfully perform
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of the Salt Council
of the Salt Council
upon which
upon which
I am about to enter.
I am about to enter.
You swear? I state your name.
I, Katie Schwer,
Do solemnly, sincerely, and truly
do solemnly, sincerely, and truly
declare and affirm
declare and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Colorado,
and of the state of Colorado,
and faithfully perform
and faithfully perform
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of the Salt Town Council,
of the Salt Town Council,
upon which
upon which
I am about to enter.
I'm about to enter.
Just raise your right hand, please. I state your name.
I, Autumn Shamrock,
Do solemnly, sincerely, and truly
do solemnly, sincerely, and truly
declare and affirm
declare and affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Colorado,
and of the state of Colorado,
and faithfully perform
and faithfully perform
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of the Salt Town Council,
of the Salt Town Council,
upon which
upon which
I am about to enter.
I am about to enter.
I guess we need our new council to come up here. Bob?
All right.
Let's put Bernie back where he belongs. Jen goes down there. Okay. I try to remember where Bernie is so we don't.
How come these are cheaper than?
Yeah, well.
I mentioned that already.
You're here, Katie.
Message delivered.
Okay. Okay, so we actually have official business to conduct before we are able to adjourn to our little party out there. Okay, the Town of Basalt Home Rule Charter, Section 3.7.c, organizational meeting. At the first regular meeting following a regular election, before the council conducts any official business other than the approval of minutes from past meetings, the town clerk shall administer the oath of office, which we did, to the newly elected members of the council, and they shall assume office at that time. The council shall then proceed to appoint the mayor pro tem, the town manager, the town attorney, and the municipal judge, and conduct such other organizational business as it sees fit. So, I'm going to open the floor for nominations for mayor pro tem. Yes,
Mayor,
sir.
I make a motion that Auden Schindler be mayor pro tem, as he received the most votes in the last election.
Are there any other nominations for mayor
I'd
pro
like to
tem?
nominate Gary Tenenbaum.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I guess we need to vote then, I assume, on these guys.
You vote for yourself.
Can we discuss this? Seriously,
All right.
do you wanna do it, Gary?
I'd be happy to do it if you wanna do it, but I'm also happy to let you do it.
I'm not dying to do it. I don't even know the procedure, so.
You're being-
Thanks, Auden. This is a long 2 years ahead.
Okay,
I almost
so
wanna
are
give
we
it to him.
calling that like a not going to
I'm happy
be?
to do it, but I think
I'm okay with Gary, I was just kidding.
with Mark.
You just got dissed by him on the first meeting.
Okay, do we actually need a motion to appoint, or is that,
Vote, you can vote, hand
okay?
count.
All in favor of Gary as mayor pro tem? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good. I would like to, how do you, acclamation of the town manager as the town manager? Is that a possibility to say all in favor of our town manager being our town manager, Mike Scanlon?
Aye,
Aye?
Aye.
Was that a proper sort of, okay.
works for me.
And I would also ask that we appoint Tom Smith as our town attorney.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. And our municipal judge as John, I forgot your last name, oh my God.
Aye.
Thank you, I knew that. John Collins, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Everybody's appointed and it looks good to me.
Motion to
So,
adjourn.
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We are having our
We're done.
reception out there in the hallway. Please join us.